Hey guys, I'm going to talk about staying grounded in the present moment and also about meditation and meditation or in relation to grounding and like which one would I rather do, or would I rather meditate in nature, or what should I meditate inside? It's a bunch of things, or what to focus on when I'm meditating. But one thing I want to talk about is sometimes when people meditate, I do this as well, they focus on energies outside of themselves or source, or they connect with energies like source and other ETs or spirit beings and so forth. I think this is really cool and it's a great way to meditate, but sometimes it's not the best thing to do because sometimes it's better to ground your energy into the earth, and sometimes it's better to go outside and to go in nature. And I think that's really, really important that a lot of people miss, because a lot of people will just meditate for hours on end going, and it kind of makes your head spin a little bit. It makes you a little spacey and at times. And I think it's important to ground. Everyone needs more grounding, I feel like, in the society, because we're always inside and doing things inside in our electronics, and our electronics speed our minds up. They ramp our minds up a lot. And I think it's really important to get outside in nature and allow the earth to ground us. And also, the earth is just such an amazing, beautiful energy, and it's very vibrational, very high vibrational. And it's important to be go out in nature, because a lot of us are in our heads a lot of the time. And it's important to pull ourselves down into our bodies and our heart and our root chakra and our navel, because that's where I think a lot of people are missing. They just are not grounded in those areas. And I really struggle with that at times, because I do sometimes stay on my electronics, or I meditate too much expanded out. Like I expand out and I meditate with source and other energies, but it make you real spacey and like almost kind of uncrowded. Sometimes it's important to, eat grounding food and go out in nature, and but also it's good to find a high vibrational location in nature, I feel, because there are higher vibrational locations in nature to go out. And you don't want to be going out just to a park and or something. It's not as fun. Maybe that's good, sit by a tree sometimes, but every once in a while I think it's important to actually go hiking or something like that. It's really awesome and grounding. And that feminine energy is really good for us and helps us get into the heart center. There's so much masculine energy in our societies, in our culture, and it's really important to awaken that feminine side of ourselves. And Mother Earth is amazing feminine energy, and you can really use that to your advantage, just connecting with it and just asking the earth to come up and help you. Or you can ask your guides to pull the energy through your body and through the bottom of your feet, all the way through your body, because it can get stuck up here, and thoughts can be racing and this and so forth. And sometimes meditating is really good for defragmenting the mind. I think just silent meditations, I think, are amazing. But sometimes it's best sometimes not to meditate, because the energy can be so intense around you in the area. If you're in a high vibrational location, or there's a wave of energy coming in, that sometimes it's not good to meditate, because there's so much energy coming, and you don't want to it's just not, it's kind of pointless, because it's like almost ramping you up, like ramping your mind up sometimes if the energy is really intense. So sometimes it's good just to go out in nature and really ground that energy through you instead of trying to meditate, because sometimes there's no hope in me meditating, because my mind's way too ramped up from the energy. And also age has something to do with it as well. If you are younger like me, or in your 20s or 18, it's sometimes better just to ground in general, because our minds are just racing a lot of the time, because it's like go go go. It's like they're in their prime and stuff like that. And same with kids. That's why it's kind of hard to get kids to meditate sometimes it's better to get them to go out in nature and play around, run around, and do grounding activities, do sports and things like that. That's what it's important for me. Exercise has been huge for me, and at times just doing yoga and doing the soccer and doing all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people use meditation to escape from themselves, even escape from their emotions, escape from who they are. And I don't think that's very good, because I've done that in the past, and I've kind of escaped. I escaped from my emotions. I was like, all right, I don't want to feel these emotions right now. I'm gonna go meditate and kind of escape from them and connect to the source or divine light, and just kind of like stuff it down a little bit. I don't think that's good either. Sometimes it's important just to sit in silence, let those emotions come up and so forth. It's not important to just connect to source all the time or do things like that. And also, it's a way to escape from this reality in general on earth and the society or your life, and I don't think that's the best thing either. And it's sometimes hard on here on earth, and I understand that. Maybe that's good for some people to be able to cope in that way, but I think eventually some people have to deal with the things in their life, and might need to move into a direction where they're more present here in the moment, grounded in the present moment. And that's important as well. Yeah, and like really changing our attitude about staying here on Earth, because a lot of people say it's like a prison planet, or they don't like the society here, or the way their parents brought them up, or their story. But if we change our attitude, it really helps to help us stay grounded in the present moment, because if we're always trying to escape this reality, we're not going to be grounded. But if we stay grounded in the present moment and try to be happy of and accepting of where we are in this moment, and actually love being here, like it's actually saying, like, I love being here on earth. I love that I chose to come here, that I chose here to come and do whatever, to help people or do things, or just to even have this experience is pretty amazing and beautiful. And I think that's just awesome. Like, even if you still don't like it that much, even like kind of psyching yourself out a little bit, being like, oh, I love being here, this is really cool, kind of bringing that excitement, that stimulation into yourself, into the present moment is good, and then it's important. I think nature really helps us do that, grounding in nature. Sometimes meditation, it can be an escape for some people, but some people need that coping mechanism, which is okay. It's much better to cope through meditation. Or I mean, it's not bad to cope in any way. What I'm saying, but some people don't use it as a coping mechanism. They use it as an escaping mechanism. That's not very good most of the time, but it's definitely better than like drugs or something to escape in that way. But I mean, we all cope in our own ways, and there's healthy ways of coping, and I definitely do think meditation is one of those, and grounding, and like yoga and sports and exercise. Yeah, I think connecting outside of oneself can lead to a disconnect. Sometimes we need to connect with who we are inside and connect down with the earth more sometimes, because we came here for a reason, and this high vibrational energy is here on the earth now. So there's no need to really go outside of ourselves so much anymore, because source is permeating the earth. And that's really helpful for me to know. It was really helpful for me to know that, because I don't want to go and connect outside of myself all the time. Like, I want the energy to be here with me on earth, which it is now. So people don't have to do that as much. And peace is a huge part of staying in the present moment. Yeah, I think really the earth, staying ground in the present moment, it gets you connected with the heart and the heart's desires, and open the heart chakra. And that's awesome. And expressing your heart desires is like, makes life pretty fun. And like doing things from the heart center has been so relieving for me, because I used to, before I was awakened, I used to do everything with the mind and do everything in a logical, try to do things in a more of a logical way, and that was going against everything inside my being. My whole being was telling me I need to live from the heart and live from what I love to do and live from who I am, not from the space and the mind, because the mind can be more corrupted. That's harder for the heart is always tells the truth, I feel, more so. And the mind can tell you many things. But yeah, staying with your emotions is really good. I mean, you obviously need a balance, but I would say most people, they are not connected to their emotions or their heart center. And I'm always working on that every single day. And that doesn't mean I'm fully connected to my heart center or anything. But yeah. Yeah, just knowing that you chose to come here on Earth has been really important. I chose to be here in this moment. I chose to be in these bodies in this lifetime, and knowing my soul chose this, and that my soul needs this to expand, needs this experience to expand. I might as well make the best of it. I might as well be happy with it. But that's all I'm going to say today. Thank you for coming on and tuning in.